Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it, and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Launched in 2007, this is the Patek Philippe Gondolo 5098R-001, now discontinued. This is a timepiece that served as the launch platform for the exquisite sized and shaped caliber 2521 REC. We're going to discuss this watch in depth, but I could tell you that on my 16cm circumference wrist, it wears easily. It's not nearly as long as it appears. As lug-to-lug, it is 49.5mm, but nicely curved across the wrist. It's a thin watch at only 9.2mm thick, and from side to side, that is conventionally 9:3. The watch measures 32mm. So it's a wonderful match for a wrist, I would say as small as 14.5cm circumference. Once again, my wrist 16cm circumference for relative sizing. The watch does have a lovely strap, and the strap, though minimal, and you can see there is a rather tight spacing about the lugs here, but the strap is alligator leather, large rectangular scale with a monotone stitch, and you can see in profile it's got a sheer edge showing the layers of construction. This is a brand new Patek Philippe calfskin, and you can see you will have the right to gouge the strap first. The buckle is substantial, filigree style Caltrava Cross externally, and it's all rose gold to match the watch, all of high polish, internally quite secure. This is your insurance against accidentally dropping the watch while donning or removing it bedside. Now, as you will note, this is a system that uses screw-fixed bars, a vintage style that happens to be more secure than spring bars, so it makes the watch that much more secure on the wrist, if slightly more expensive for Patek to manufacture. The case band is simple. As you can see, it's arced in tonneau fashion, a nod to the 1920s and 30s non-round watches. Remember, after World War I, wrist watches were clearly on the rise, but there was not yet any consensus on the shape that a wrist watch would take, so there was a flowering of creative design, and out of that flowering, the tonneau case as a popular form was born. All of high polish, you can see the lugs are welded on, a lovely weld with all the evidence of the welded joint removed. This is a hand-finished case as a result of that clean break between welded lug and case band. You also note it's all of high polish, and the bezel itself is integral to the case as the case band rolls seamlessly onto the bezel, which gives way to a graceful dial underneath a dramatically cambered sapphire. Note that both the case back sapphire and the dial side sapphire are curved to match the arc of the case. The watch features, let's see if we can do a little bit better with the detail here. There you go. A lovely guilloche dial, and as you can see, several different textures and tones. You have that wonderful cut that expands into a more diffuse pattern as it radiates out from an imaginary central origin point. And then you have the raised, dull, matte golden base for the Patek Philippe Marquis Chronometro Gondolo, and then of course the hour and minutes track, which you'll note use a sort of pre-Art Deco, almost Art Nouveau font, and they are both distorted, and as you can see, they vary their size to arc around the hour track. This is as close as Patek Philippe has ever come to building a Franck Muller. You'll also appreciate the pear-style hands at center, which are in a lovely brown varnish to match the color of the font. Now, the timepiece has a spectacular movement on the case back. As you can see, this is the 2521 REC, shaped and sized for the case. Manual wind, 28.8 beat rate, 44-hour power reserve, 18 joules. This one features all the latest standards. Now, the watch came out in 2007, which meant for its first 2 model years, it would have featured the Geneva hallmark. I should mention that this rose gold version of the watch debuted in 2009, so every rose gold version of this watch should have the Patek Philippe seal. That means that in conjunction with the free-sprung Gyromax balance adjusted in 6 positions, one more than a standard chronometer, and with the anti-magnetic Spiromax silicon hairspring, Patek Philippe has guaranteed the accuracy of this Chronometro to no worse than -3 + 2 seconds a day. And you can see it is a lovely movement built like a traditional Geneva pocket watch caliber, as there is a conventional flow from the crown wheel to the ratchet wheel held in place by the click to a center wheel, a third wheel, a fourth wheel, and escape wheel. And take note that there are separate finger bridges for the last 2 wheels in the train. All of the bridges feature perfectly aligned Côte de Genève. There are mirrored bevels or anglage. You can see the edges of the bridges lighting up that perfectly rounded, hand-finished mirrored chamfer with the same treatment you'll note inside the jewel and screw countersinks. Every screw screw features a black polished cap and a chamfered slot and a chamfered circumference, and then there is an engine-turned perlage across the base plate below the balance. It is a handsomely executed and very precise movement. All of this water resistant to 30 meters, so rain or splash only. A timepiece that is graceful and unconventional. It's anything but another 5711, and thank God for that. A timepiece that proves both the historical depth and the range of Patek Philippe's catalog. See it and make it yours on the watch box.